Hey everybody, it's just my opinion, Bob, and it's April 14th, 2025. Welcome, ladies and gents. And I got some important information today for some of you, not everyone, but for some of you, and maybe basically you can all benefit from it. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is the misunderstanding about these guitars right here. This is a copy of the D45. There's such a misunderstanding. I watched a video the other day of a guy, Jeremy something. The video is about 3 or 4 days old. And he was talking about how he's got a fake Martin D45 and he was going to hunt all over the internet and try and get one and show you how bad they are. He's going to hunt high and low, make a big project out of it. It might take him a couple months, but he's going to do it. And I'm thinking, this guy must be living under a rock, or he only goes on the internet once a year or something. I don't know. Hey, I'm the first one to admit I am not the brightest bulb in the package here, but unless you're not paying attention, I mean, these guitars, there's not 50 of them or 100 of them out there. There's thousands of them out there. They're selling thousands of them. That's how many people want them. And people complain. They'll say, well, they shouldn't put that name on the headstock. They shouldn't do this. They shouldn't do that. It's illegal. Yes, it is. Yes, I agree with you. It is. But they're not living in the United States. They're not living in England. They're living in China. I don't see anybody from China commenting on my YouTube videos saying they shouldn't be doing this and that. It's a different culture. It's a different government. It's a different everything. You don't agree with it, you don't want to buy one, don't. This particular guy that made the video, though, it made me laugh. First of all, he's saying you should never buy one of these, and yet he turns around and he bought one. So what's going on there? Secondly, he's saying that it's not worth anything. These guitars are worthless. They're junk. And in the same sentence, he says he went to a luthier, and the luthier showed him where all this abalone is real. It's all real abalone, all the trim, all over. And the luthier tells him, you could not even buy the abalone for what you paid for that whole guitar. And yet in that sentence, he says it's absolute junk. So I don't know about that. His main complaint is people are going to get scammed. People are going to buy this thinking it's a real Martin D45. I've mentioned this before. I want to meet the person that looks at a Martin D45 that costs $12,000 and thinks they're getting one for under $500. Who in their right mind thinks they're getting this $12,000 guitar for $500? Nobody's scamming anybody. It's a tribute. They make it as a tribute. It's a replica. Again, please don't tell me about the name on the headstock. I know how you feel about that. I'm just telling you what it is. This is what you get. Tape off that name if you don't like it. Is this a D45? I've mentioned before, it's an appearance that looks like it, and that's as far as it goes. These are a solid top, laminated back and side guitar. They are laminated rosewood back and sides, solid spruce top. They don't sound anything like a D45. It's not all solid wood. Is it a nice guitar? Yeah, they're a nice guitar. They're not a Martin. Do they sound as good as a Yamaha solid top, laminated back and side? Yeah, and an Epiphone, and an Alvarez, and an Ibanez, and a Takamine, and a host of others, a Washburn. Yeah, it's a good solid top, laminated back and side guitar. So where am I going with this? Well, it's under $500. And all the guitars I just mentioned, the brand names, they're all under $500 too, or in that ballpark. You can get a nice Yamaha FG 830 for, I don't know, $350 or something like that, brand new. Same price you could for something like this. Does the Yamaha look like this? No. Doesn't have all that trim and those appointments. A lot of people don't want that trim and appointments. Then don't buy it. Go buy a Yamaha or buy one of these stripped down. But this is how they make them. So Forget people getting scammed. Nobody's getting scammed. You know what you're buying when you buy one of these. That's why you bought it. You're not thinking you're buying a $12,000 guitar. And when you sell it to somebody else, if they think you're selling them a $12,000 guitar, well, it's probably not a real guitar buyer, because any guitar buyer spending that kind of money knows what's what. That's what I want to say about that. Now, on a similar note, I want to make this perfectly clear. You can buy guitars, any brand name of guitars, and copies from everywhere. You can get them from AliExpress, Temu, eBay, Polaris for Music, Bad Cat. There's Gary's, Ronnie's guitars, Gary's guitars. There's Kathy's guitars. There's all these people. My best advice to you, and don't pass this up, my best advice is use PayPal or some other safe payment method if it doesn't come through where you can get your money back. Too many of these people are folding up and cashing out. They're taking the money and running. Not all of them, but some of them. So why take a chance? If it's money you can afford to throw away, well, then you don't give a hoot. Not me. So be safe and use a good safe payment method when you're purchasing a guitar, especially recently. Some of the sellers I have used have gone absolutely silent. People are upset. They're looking for their money. They're looking for their guitars, and these guys are nowhere to be found. So it happens. It happens. So just please be very careful. Why are people buying from those people? Well, they do because you're getting such a good deal. And that's about ready to fold too, with these tariffs and everything else coming on. These were a nice buy. Sure, it was just a copy, but it was a nice guitar. You're not going to be able to buy that guitar so much for that price now. Once these tariffs kick in, it's going to cost you much more. That Minas rule is gone, so anything under $800 will be taxed. You will also be an importer. If you're buying the guitar from China, you are the importer, so you will pay import fees. You will pay taxes on that. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So maybe your used guitar market will be the best right now. And anybody that's bought any of these things, whether it's Fender, brand names, or copies, whatever you bought, as long as it was something foreign, you may have a good guitar, except I don't know if everybody's going to have money to be buying guitars lately. So I don't see it. I don't see many sales going on in my area. And I have a lot of musicians in my area. Myrtle Beach is loaded with entertainment. I don't see many musical instruments changing hands or buying or selling. It's the same old thing every single day. But I just wanted to talk about that D45 with this guy. He made it sound like he's some big treasure hunt, and he's trying to tell people don't buy it because you'll have people think that they spent all these thousands of dollars and they're getting ripped off. And nobody's getting ripped off. Everybody knows what they're buying. That's why you're only paying pennies for these things. So I hope that answers your question. But more importantly, please be careful. There's a lot of trouble going on, and a lot of people are getting ripped off recently. So, and that is a fact. That's something I know for a fact. So take care. It's April 14th. Tomorrow's my birthday. Going to be 72 years old, 72 years young. So catch y'all next time. Thanks.